I want to start this video with a disclaimer. I've been a dedicated COD player for a decade, and all I want is for this franchise to succeed. This video is not meant as hate, it's a critique of Activision's messaging regarding Modern Warfare 3. Despite what many will try and tell you, I believe that Modern Warfare 3 is just a DLC, and that's okay. But my main issue is with Activision lying about this fact, treating us like idiots, and thinking we won't see through it. I fully believe Activision is lying about Modern Warfare 3's development, and here's why I think that. When Modern Warfare 2 was first being announced, there was a common theme regarding the idea of a 2-year cycle. This would be a first for the franchise as Call of Duty became famous, or really infamous, for its yearly release schedule. It's pretty much the only major IP that isn't a sports game that still manages yearly releases. And as you all probably know, they achieve this by having multiple studios making games all at the same time. And one of those studios is Treyarch. And based on the schedule of the games, it was Treyarch's turn for a game in 2023. But for whatever reason, that game was not going to be ready in time. And so Activision actually made a surprising move by letting their developers finish a game, which is rare these days. And I absolutely love that decision. But it did leave 2023 in a weird spot. What would 2023 look like for Call of Duty? Initially, all the messaging was pointing to a 2-year cycle for Modern Warfare 2. There were tons of articles and rumors circulating about this 2-year cycle. Mentions of paid Year 2 DLC and premium expansion were floating around. It seemed as though Modern Warfare 2 would receive a significant DLC around October or November, and that would serve as the new COD for the year. But somewhere along the line, the messaging started to change. In February 2023, reputable games journalist Jason Schreier revealed that there would be a new Call of Duty in 2023. This game, which would have the Modern Warfare branding, was originally a premium expansion, but during development transitioned into a full game. That's from Jason. So what caused this sudden change? My assumption would be the negative feedback to not just Modern Warfare 2, but more importantly, the negative feedback to Warzone 2. I think right away we all knew it would kind of be a stretch for anyone to stick with Modern Warfare 2 for 2 straight years. It's just not something we're used to, and the game really was not that good to begin with. And I think Activision knew this. I don't think the negative reception of Modern Warfare 2 is what changed their plan. I think more than anything, it was the negative reception to Warzone 2. Warzone 2 flopped really hard, and they couldn't rely on it to carry the franchise for a year until Treyarch's game was ready. And that's when they had to begin crafting this premium expansion into a new full game. Obviously, none of this is confirmed by Activision. In fact, Activision has basically done everything they can to try and dissuade the idea that Modern Warfare 3 is just a DLC. But I just feel like there's way too much evidence to ignore. So let me start off by talking about the Call of Duty HQ. On August 2nd, there was a Steam announcement titled All in One Place Call of Duty. This announcement stated that this will be the new hub for everything Call of Duty moving forward, with new games all being migrated to one hub or launcher. And they claimed this would make it easier switching between games and make it more straightforward, because apparently it was extremely difficult to click the name of the game you wanted to play on Steam. And the Modern Warfare 2 game file was now just called Call of Duty. And I immediately knew there was something off about this, and I don't think it's a coincidence that it was announced just weeks before Modern Warfare 3 was officially unveiled. So around the industry, this has been happening a little bit more often, I feel like. Recently, 2 high-profile FPS games received sequels that were quite literally just update files, and those games were Overwatch 2 and Counter-Strike 2. They don't require you to download any new games. If you already had them downloaded, it was just an update to your already installed game, and then suddenly when you opened it up the next time, everything was different, and there was a new title screen and all that. And both of these games have caught a lot of flack for this, like especially Overwatch, because it is kind of lame to call something a sequel, and then it is literally just an update file. And so I believe that the Call of Duty HQ is Activision's way to hide the fact that Modern Warfare 3 would have just been an update file to Modern Warfare 2. Because now, when you buy Modern Warfare 3 and it's just an update, they can say, no, no, guys, you didn't update Modern Warfare 2. You updated the Call of Duty HQ. And I could, of course, be completely wrong, but that is the vibe that I get. And I won't know my answer until 2024 when Treyarch's game comes out. And we'll see if Treyarch's game, uses the COD HQ. I would be extremely surprised if it did. But if it did, then I'll admit that I was wrong on this point. I'm just overthinking it. But considering Treyarch's game will have absolutely nothing to do with Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Warzone 2, I would be extremely surprised if it actually did consider using the Call of Duty HQ. And if it doesn't keep using it, I think that would prove my point here. So far, I've kind of just been speculating, right? I mean, sure, it was just rumors that Modern Warfare 2 would be a 2-year cycle. And I don't really have proof that the Call of Duty HQ is just a scheme to hide Modern Warfare 3's true identity. So let's talk about something more concrete. For the first time in Call of Duty franchise history, bundles, guns, and skins from the previous game are going to carry over to the next game. And when I say that, I'm not talking about Warzone. I'm talking about just the mainline games. Cosmetics carrying over has never happened before. Every year was just a completely clean slate. Everyone from the last game gone. And I actually think that's a great thing. People spend a lot of money on bundles, and to have them locked for just one game really sucks. And again, I'm talking about the people who don't play Warzone. Like, for example, if someone spent $20 on a bundle in Black Ops Cold War, that bundle was gone when they moved to Vanguard. And it's nice to know that the things I purchased in Modern Warfare 2 will follow me to Modern Warfare 3 and not be trapped. And even, going for the Mastery camos, I'm still going to be able to use those for another year. That's pretty cool. And it actually did motivate me to buy a couple bundles that I might not have bought otherwise. But even with that said, it just seems really convenient, right? It's pretty convenient that this game, which has already shown signs of being a DLC, is now also the first game to have crossover with the previous year. I mean, what are the odds of that, right? And let's not forget that Modern Warfare 3's campaign is also a direct sequel to Modern Warfare 2's campaign. So in addition to the cosmetic crossover, this is also the first time in back-to-back years that a Call of Duty campaign is a direct sequel. Now, this is a franchise celebrating 20 years. What are the odds that both of these major first-time things would happen with this game? I'm supposed to honestly believe that Modern Warfare 3 was always planned as a full-scale game when all of these coincidences keep adding up. Now, I have one final thing that I've just not been able to get out of my head since the day Modern Warfare 3 was announced. The game consists of 16 remastered maps from the original Modern Warfare 2. The game is titled Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. So let me say that again. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is a game that consists entirely of remastered maps from Modern Warfare 2. Am I the only one seeing the confusion here? Wouldn't it make a hell of a lot more sense for the game that is also titled Modern Warfare 2 to be the one getting the remastered maps from the original Modern Warfare 2? I don't know. I feel like I'm starting to ramble a little bit, and I'm also getting extremely confused by the fact that we now have 5 games in this franchise all named the same exact thing. But I hope maybe it's starting to come together for you. I mean, all of this to me just screams of year 2 content, right? It's a direct continuation of the prior year's campaign. It's 16 new maps, but they're all remakes, which makes it much more viable as a premium expansion as opposed to a real game. But I think it's clear that somewhere along the line, the decision was made to stretch this premium expansion or DLC or whatever you want to call it. They made the decision to stretch this to a full game. And it sounds like I'm complaining, right? But with all that said, I don't necessarily think this is a bad thing. I understand the business side of this. It's easier to sell a new game than sell an expansion to a current game, especially a current game that people don't even really like. I mean, Blizzard and Valve just did the same thing, like I mentioned with Overwatch and Counter-Strike. And the failures of Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 put Activision in a corner. And I don't know that Call of Duty would have been able to survive 2 years of just those games. So what's my issue then? What's the point of this video? My issue is with Activision trying to pretend that there were never any plans for a year 2 of Modern Warfare 2. My problem is with the fanboys desperately trying to say that this game is not a DLC. And my problem is with sources like Charlie Intel acting like all of us calling it a DLC are stupid and wrong when they were the ones reporting on the premium expansion rumor just a year ago. And listen, I had fun with the beta. You can see the gameplay here. Like, I enjoyed it. It's super cool going back to these classic maps. And the gameplay changes that have been made are legitimately good, even if most of the features like red dot and map voting are just old things that Infinity Ward took away for no reason. It's still a pretty good game so far. What I don't like is Activision treating us like idiots, and what I don't like is all the fanboys eating it up. It is time for Activision to stop lying. Modern Warfare 3 can still have value as a standalone game, even if there was a time in its development where it seemed like it would be just an expansion. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is a DLC, and that's okay, but lying is not.